ran across an issue the other day that I thought I could just clear up with utilities, but apparently I couldn't, so she advised me to come and talk to you this evening to see if I can get this done. It's regarding a recycle can. I've noticed this blue recycle can in between my driveway and the next door's neighbor's driveway for months now. Isn't mine, have no idea where it came from, so I didn't bother to deal with it. One night I found it back in my driveway and I just put it back to the curb because I don't recycle. I apologize, I just don't recycle. And so when I found this on my bill, I'm thinking, wait, well, I'm getting charged for this recycling can. Now that kind of makes sense why I have a can in front of my driveway. So I called utilities and I asked them, hey, I don't recycle, I don't use it enough. Even if it was free, I still don't recycle, sorry, but I don't. So can I have this picked up so I can stop being charged for this? She advised me that you can opt out, and I says, great, let's do that. Can't do that, wait till June. So I'm thinking, well, why am I charged for something that I don't know anything about, I did not order, and it's something that's optional? It's not like if I wanted to recycle and I didn't get the notice, then I guess I would be, you know, I wouldn't have that option. But I don't recycle, and so I asked, well, when did this come about? She advised me that the city council passed this, they're trying something new out, and it came out to June to get recycle cans, and you have a certain amount of time to opt out, or else you'll be charged for it for a full year. I said, well, how was we notified? She advised me of the newsletter, and also that you guys posted a notice in the Audience Sound Examiner. One, I don't follow the Examiner. Two, I'm a Roy resident, but I missed that newsletter because sometimes I read, sometimes I don't. Anyway, I missed the opt-out. Now I'm getting charged for a full year of a recycle can, which I do not use, and then I can't opt out of it. And I figured it would be an easy fix to just come get the thing, but now I'm here in front of you asking you, can I opt out of this recycle can?
Did you not get the 2 or 3 mailings that were sent out by Waste Management in the mail?
Apparently, no, I did not.
Okay.
Well,
Have you and I talked on the telephone?
Not sure. Now about this issue. I've never spoken to you before.
Okay, because I had a discussion with another gentleman. I thought it might have been you on the same type of an incident, and he turned that over to the city manager. So I'm going to look at the city manager again on this issue and see what can we do to help Mr. McFarland.
Well, Mayor, similar to what Mr. McFarland has just indicated to you, we've had people with that kind of concern, and you passed this actually back, I believe, in April. I don't have that off the top of my head, but I believe it was April than June. And then we gave them a period of time. There were articles in the newspaper, and then it was in the newsletter, and then Waste Management did send out the additional notice. We also gave people through the end of July, to be able to opt out, even though that we had said that the deadline was June 30th. Once they received the can itself, they had basically a week after that time to be able to opt out. So once if you got the can and a number of people did that, even though we said the cutoff date was June 30th, once the can was delivered, then we indicated to them, okay, we'll give people to the end of, I think it was the 28th, because I think the 28th, I believe, was a Friday, was the last working day in July, somewhere around there. And so at that point, we cut it off, which you basically given people more than 90 days to be able to opt out. And that's the option that we've told, and we've told a number of people that way, that they have the opt-out again in June. So that's where we left it.
Just want to ask you one question. How consistent have we been in telling people, well, this is the hard fact? Have we been consistent in telling people after a certain point you're stuck?
Yes, we have. We've had 2 or 3 unusual kind of circumstances. We had a 80-plus-year-old lady who owns 3 homes who opted out of her home, and the other 2 rentals she didn't know that she hadn't opted out. She meant to opt out, so she wanted to opt out of one. That's one. I've talked to people who come in. I've probably talked to 20 or 30. I know the front office ladies have talked to probably a couple hundred people. So on rare occasions we have had that, but it's situation in some cases happened where Waste Management, the company that they contracted with, because it wasn't Waste Management that delivered the can, in some cases, they did not deliver a can to somebody. We went back, verified that with Waste Management, that that was the case. In some cases, those people wanted one, in other cases, they didn't want one. And when they hadn't had one delivered and didn't want one, then we let them off that. But those are about the only circumstances beyond that. We've had a line in the sand that said, hey, listen, that's.
Kathy, how many times have you noticed this bill?
I didn't receive the request of individual mailings from Waste Management directly to Congress.
Right. And this is actually the second billing that would have put that on.
When were the cans delivered? What window?
July, the first couple weeks of July.
So, Mr. McFarland, you've had that can out there since July?
Right, I have that thing out there. The can's been sitting in front of me through my driveway, and if I don't know.
Around it?
Excuse me?
Around it or something?
No, sir, let's, come on now. No, it's next to the driveway, there's a fire hydrant between my yard and the next door neighbors, and the can leaves on the other side. But here's the deal, if I don't know about it, if I didn't order it, I'm not gonna think about it. So here's the thing, the opt-out, the key word is optional. Why should I be charged for something that's an option for me to recycle if that's what I wanted to do? It shouldn't be opt-out, it should be opt-in. So people that do want to recycle and pay a fee for the can should be able to opt in, not get charged for it. And if you missed a mailing, you missed a flyer, you missed the letters, obviously if I got that, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you today. I would have followed it because I don't recycle. But I didn't get that, so compared to me who don't use the recycle can, compared to all the residents that do, I wouldn't think that it's that hard of a problem to take the can back, stop charging me because I'm opting out of this, I don't use it. So, but the thing is, it's in reverse. If you use something that's extra, you should want to pay for that if that's what you do, not be charged for that, and if you don't see it, you get charged for it anyway, if something I don't use.
We've
So-
actually had an opt-in program for years.
Right.
Probably 6 years or so.
At least that.
Yeah, 6 years, and we made the decision to get the whole city involved.
Okay,
So that's when the opt-out came in.
okay, so I have to pay for this for a year then, because I didn't see, I mean, granted, I apologize, well, I don't even have to apologize for it. I don't read the newsletter. I don't read the standard. I didn't receive anything from Waste Management because it doesn't, I mean, it's a garbage bill, so I pay it. That's what I do. So then I noticed that the bill's kinda high, I just happened to look at it, recycling can, that kinda makes sense. So here's the thing, why am I punished? Because I didn't see that, and obviously I'm not the only one. But the bottom line is, it's something that you should opt in to use, not be charged for it if you don't use it. That's reverse of what our government is doing for us. You don't charge people and say you have to use it, but if you wanna use it, you should pay for it. That is my logic. So,
Mr. McFarland, if, the city, like I say, put out 3 newsletters, put it in the Standard Examiner, Waste Management has mailed out mailings, and I don't know what else we could have done to let you know, that this program is there and you have an opportunity to opt out. Sounds to me like the city's done everything very, very good, possibly to be able to tell you what you need. We can't control the fact that you don't read the newsletter and that you don't read the Standard Examiner, and you throw away your junk mail,
right, but I'm a citizen. I mean, I'm a citizen, just you don't charge me because I'm one of the people that don't read these mediums. Just don't read it, doesn't mean you get to charge me because I don't see it. If you said, hey, look, and like you said, you've done for the last 6 years, that we're trying to recycle, we're trying to help the city. If you'd like to be a part of that, to save your plastics and cans and so forth, here's an opportunity for you to do that. If I miss that window and I wanna use a can, then I guess I'd have to wait or take myself to a recycle bin. But don't say you're gonna charge me, and if I missed the window because I don't see it, trust me, if I would've known it was mine, again, we wouldn't be here. But plus, I'm one voice, apparently there's others, but I'm one voice in the whole city of how many thousands that use the can. I don't see why, and it doesn't matter if it's $9.10 every pay, or every cycle, or it's free. I don't use it. Why should I be charged for something because I failed to see a newsletter? What if trust me, if I disregard this thing, which is my bill, you'd be knocking on my door. But I don't disregard this because this is what I have to pay for, this is what I use. But a newsletter, yes, I've looked at it, it's nice, I see it, but unfortunately I'm busy, I work, I supply my family, I pay my bills. I'm not gonna pay for something that I don't use and was forced upon me because I just didn't happen to get a newsletter. That's my position on it. And all I would ask for you, and I apologize for getting a little bit huffy, but all I would ask for you is just to look at my case and take the can. That's it. Or else you'll receive $187 minus 9 cents. I'm not paying for this thing. Take them to collections. I stand on my principle, I'm not gonna do it. So, that's my position.
I appreciate your point of view. I think unless the council as a whole tonight is willing to make that decision, I think you're stuck with it. And, you're welcome to handle that situation any way you please. The challenge for us, though, is in the spirit of fairness, since we've indicated to others in similar circumstances that they're also stuck with it until they do an opt-out period. I think in fairness, we have to apply that uniformly and fairly across the board. Another thought to consider with this as well is that there's about 11,000 homes in this city, so that's not a bad track record in terms of 200-300 people who called and voiced concerns or complaints about. I think we did a pretty good job in doing our due diligence in the city and getting the voice out there to say that we were going this route and giving people opportunities to opt out if they chose to. So our sincere apologies that it didn't work out for you, but unless the council is willing to right here and now make that decision on your behalf, I think you're stuck with it, so and you're welcome to handle payment any way you choose.
Yeah, well, I apologize when I don't pay that. I just think it's silly that this country, and I hate to bring Roy City into it, because I love this city. Went to junior high and high school here. Bought my home here in 2003. I love this city. Mr. Tafoya, went to high school with him. Mr. Cragun, I know him from my family. I love this city. But if this city's gonna do this, then that, this is just one small issue. What's next? Due diligence is fine, but the people that don't get it, that don't read it, that's not fair to them because they didn't see it. So when they do realize it, and it affects our livelihood and our income and in fact our principles, and we bring it to your attention, one person out of the 11,000 people you just mentioned should not be an issue to have someone tell them take this can and take it away. That's my point. So in terms of I'm stuck with it, no, I'm not gonna be stuck with it. The can's gonna sit there, it's gonna sit there during the winter time when the trucks go by, and I'm not paying this fee if it's $9.10 or 93 cents, because it's my principle, I'm not gonna do it.
It goes a little bit deeper than that too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but our tipping fees are based on the number of people that are enrolled in this. And so we reevaluate that a couple of times a year for our tipping fees, and that's why we've added to another opt-out next year, so we can readjust that. If we keep changing it for one, and the next thing we know, we've got 100 in here, and we can't adjust our fees in that every 2 months.
So I apologize for trying to interrupt you, but I have no idea what you're talking about, because I don't know what a tipping fee is. So.
Tipping fees is what we're charged to take your garbage to the dump and dump it. And if you're not recycling, then your garbage is costing us more to dump in the garbage dump than the neighbor who's recycling.
I pay for garbage.
I know.
So regardless of how much garbage I have, if we pay for garbage, we pay for that service. If I don't have anything in my recycle bin, and I'm getting charged for it, I'm getting charged for something I'm not using. So in your assessment of the fact that you get paid more, or what you need to get paid more for the tipping fee, we pay for garbage. So if it's more garbage that we're using for the city, then increase our garbage fee, of which I would totally understand, because that's something we use. But in terms of the recycle can, I don't use it. If I did use it, I would be happy to pay for this. Matter of fact, I would be looking to use it. Hey, Roy City, I recycle a lot. Give me 2 cans, I'll pay for it. I don't use it. If I use more trash, charge me for it. Matter of fact, my water's high. I found out I left my darn swamp cooler up. And that's actually what prompted me to look at this. Why my bill is so high? It went from 93 to $183. I mean, what is going on? That's when I noticed the recycle can. But if I use it, absolutely, I would pay for it. And the city should too, they use it. But not if we don't. So your point is not.
It sounds like you've established what you're gonna do.
Right, well, no. I don't want to do this at all. I was hoping with a phone call, I can have someone come take this, because I didn't think that'd be as big of an issue, to come take a can I don't use compared to this whole city. That's what I thought. And again, I have to be in front of all these people, but if I'm in front of these people, and some also people have the same issue, then maybe that comes to light. But honestly, I thought a phone call was gonna come take it, because I didn't know about it. And when I did, I made the phone call. So, that's where I'm at now. So, I would humbly ask that you make a decision, at least in my situation, to come take this can.
I'm afraid you're stuck with it.
Well, you said if we all decided, you haven't even decided, so unless you decide, You voted on it, you motioned it.
Does anybody want to make a motion?
We didn't motion on it.
I know you didn't, but he just said I'm stuck with it unless you guys decide. You haven't even decided, so.
Okay, I think you've made your point, okay, many times. Chris,
No.
What I wanted to point out was, we don't have this on the agenda, you can't make a decision on
Correct.
that. He's had an opportunity to express, his concerns to you guys, I think several times, and you've expressed your concerns, so I think that's where we leave it at. We can take whatever action we intend to do.
Chris, one more question. Have the, garbage fees reduced on the homes? When we put the recycling program in place, we thought the rates would drop for those that did recycle?
Yes, by contract, Waste Management would have raised our rates in the spring. As you recall, they do an annual, they actually dropped them because of, us doing the, optional recycling. And we've also lowered the, rates that people who are recycling and have garbage. We lowered the tipping fee because part of that, waste stream does not go into the landfill. Let me just indicate one other thing, is that you as a council indicated a lot of cities in our area, in fact, many cities in our area, do mandatory recycling. It's not an option. You wanted to be, more lenient, and so you directed staff to, adopt a program and work with Waste Management on that. So you go to a number of cities throughout, northern Utah, it's not an option. You will recycle or you will pay for it, and it's not, there's not an opt-out.
So what is the net difference that one has on their bill that has a recycle can?
I could.
It's
$9.10.
a
What-
couple, it's a couple dollars.
Right now, it's $4.55 to recycle if you had opted out, your garbage fee would be higher because you, the council, directed us to assess them what it would have been, in the spring if we had not adopted this kind of program. So it's at least a couple of bucks a month, somewhere around in there. So recycling probably costs you in the neighborhood of $5 a take per cycle, $2.50 to $3 somewhere, that ballpark.
And that, Mr. McFarland, is what I was trying to get to. The real net difference is more like $2.50 a month.
The real difference here, sir, is that I was giving something I do not want to use. That's the difference, regardless of how many feet.
Understood.
And here's the one thing you tried to tell me about, is you said, both of you said that the council's made the decision. I have not heard a yea or nay, and he's saying that I've got my side, you've got your side, so unless the council decides, I'm stuck with it. So when are they decide? When am I gonna know whether I'm able to do this or not? Because if you're saying you're going to decide, then when will you decide?
Yeah, I would say even if we can't make a motion tonight, according to what the city attorney says, I'm not willing to consider it on a future agenda.
Nor am I.
Gary, understand that we've dealt with this for months now. I was inundated myself with calls, and I know that the office staff was inundated with calls on people on recycling programs. And they were given.
For or against?
A lot of them were against it, they didn't want the program, but they never opted in, they never opted out. And they were given the option up until June to opt out of the program, and they didn't do that. And so, you know, if it's like you say, well, you don't read the newspaper, you don't read the flyer that comes around. See, I know that Waste Management emailed to every resident in Moy City at least one flyer.
Do you know if I received it?
I don't know if you received
There
it.
you go. You don't know, nor do you know these people that talk to you, whether they did or not. That's what I'm saying. But come every 2 and 4 years, my door is being knocked on. I get campaign stickers all over the place to get you guys back in office, okay? And they ain't sure will make me know of those. But this thing, you can't prove every resident got that, and so by the time they get it, maybe they didn't want to stand up and say, hey, look, it is only $9.10, but it's $9.10 for your recycled can. What's it gonna be next time? Okay, maybe they didn't want to stand up. I am not that person. I found out about it. It is not mine. I asked for it. This is something that, why do you even call it opt-out? You should call it mandatory. It's yours. wait till next year if you want it or not. It is not an option. You have it. And the thing is, you can't prove I didn't get it or not, because it's 9/10. I don't care about that. If I really want it, I'll get it, but I don't want it.
You're inaccurate on the number because it says 9/10 there. It's really less than that for the can because you're still paying for other garbage. But
But
I
I'm,
think we've come to
but
it.
I'm paying for this, whether it's accurate or not. I'm paying the 9/10.
Right, and
So
you
I'm not
go
paying
until June until
450.
you opt out. Because
Right.
the council has taken the position that the attorney says we cannot make a decision tonight because it's not an agenda item. So it's not legal to make a decision. The council has already expressed that they're not interested in redressing it in the future. So you have, the decision right there.
Okay. So no, 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 and who else is no? 'Cause
I don't get a vote, so don't know me.
Okay, my bad, I'm sorry. You two said no. I wanna make sure exactly who
There's no vote being taken.
well, he just said no. He says,
Say
with
we're not
regard
willing
to,
to reconsider it on a future agenda, that's all we're doing.
what does that mean? I mean,
That means we're not gonna revisit the issue.
what does that mean? I'm not.
That means you're stuck with the can until.
Got it until June.
Okay.
Then you decide to opt out.
But I think we need to move on.
I do too. We got some, we're going to. So we've come to the end of this issue, Mr. McFarland. We appreciate you coming in. And I appreciate your demeanor and the way you handled this too, but
I
now the ball's
apologize.
back in your court, so do what is